Here we are. I'm glad you're here. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Hello, Arwa, Jason, Kristen, Lisa. Hi, Susie. All right, do me a favor, everybody. I don't want to scroll up because I don't want to miss anybody. Archie's mom, do me a solid here. Let's all hit the like. If you haven't yet, just do that, please. This is a big video. It's an important video. It really is. Let's all hit that like so we can get some people in this thing. All right. I hope you guys had a good day. I have. Actually, you know what? I spent, was it 3 or 4? No, 3 or 4 hours on the phone today dealing with issues. I have a bit of a headache, but I've taken some salt. Arwa, I'm glad you're here. It's going to be a good one. Benny, man, it's good to see you. Lawn Dog, hello. This is going to be a good one. You know, Woodstock, there's only like, I don't know, 80 or 90,000 people that went to Woodstock, yet 5 million people claiming they were there. This is going to be one of those videos. Gornash, good to see you. John McCarty, look at that. Good to see you, John McCarty. And Joel Latchin, good to see you. He's from Chicago, guys. I don't know if you know that. There's Gornash. Geeky, C Art, I'm glad you're here. Hello. Jeremy Fowler, good to see you, man. He says, looking good. 5 by 5. This is great. There's Amy. Lilac Lime, good to see you. Brock Bandy. There's Brock Bandy. Robert, good to see you. Hello, Jonathan. Look at that. Keith King says, yes, the salt worked. So you guys don't remember, yesterday he had a headache. He's like, I'm getting ready to go to the hospital. Brock Bandy said to me, man, if you got a headache, I have headaches once in, since I had that bad water, I've had it for like a month. He said, take salt. I'm like, salt? And he said, you bet. If you go to the hospital, what's the first thing they do? They stick you on a saline drip. It works. Nelson Maxwell, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. There's Murphy. I'm glad you're here. There's Chili Phil. Tell Spicy Jen we said hello. Rick Spicer. Murphy, I'm glad you're here. Mike Bragg, good to see you. David Booley, look at that. Not a good day, but happy to lurk and listen. I hope your day improves, Barbara. You're one of the good ones. A lot of good ones here tonight, but that's a good one right there. Hi, Heidi. Isaac. Caught a stream in real time. It's so funny because yesterday, Kristen Melinda was saying, man, when is Isaac A192 going to be here? I said, I don't know, one of these days. And here you are. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Hot Wheels, no way. Good to see you. With a title like that, you had to pop in. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Gornash, my email is chasetheheat@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. JD87. By the way, there's a lot of emails I've got. I'm a little bit behind. I promise you I'll get to everybody. Just been inundated lately. Rob and Base, it looks like. Here for the explanation of the bus being permanently retired. And it is. We're going to get to that in just a minute. Firefighter, good to see you. Or, excuse me, fighter. I didn't mean firefighter. I was thinking fire. Good to see you, fighter. Penango is my favorite. Glad you're here. No way. Joel Latchin from Chicago today turned 66 years old. Let's all give him a happy birthday. That's really cool. Happy birthday. I'm honored you would spend some of it with me and us. Disclosure Aaron, another good one. This is going to be great. Hi, Tim D. I'm well. It's a solid beard you got there, my friend. Thank you for being here. Jay Bowles, good to see you. Roger Belleville, man, I'm glad you're here. One more time, Johnny. All right, we're going to get started. We're at 77. Let's see if we can get it to 100. If we all hit the thumbs up, I don't care if you hit the thumbs down. It's engagement. Hit something. All right. So when I started this channel, it's really funny. When I started this almost 10 years ago, for a while, I said we're like a family. And then I had all kinds of people saying I'm a cult leader, and it got out of hand. So I decided to change. Oh, man. Toby Reveille. There's another good dude right there. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here, Toby. Stick around. Stick around, Archie's mom. There's Vernon. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I sure did. I watched it with my brother. It was amazing. Heavy duty, man. All right, so I started. We call it the family, and then I got kind of a bunch of crazy. I decided to get rid of it one day when they said, "You tell me how Chase the Heat is not a cult and Johnny's not a cult leader," which is crazy because if you look at what a cult is, this isn't what's going on. However, I decided to change. Tommy's doing good, David Bully. Thanks for asking. So I decided to change the kind of idea to a bus. I was at a Dead show once, and Jerry Garcia, Cliff Ann. So glad to see you, Cliff Ann. We're at 93. I think we can do better. I can't see the likes. If somebody can tell me how many likes there are, but man, I'd like to see 93 likes. I called it the bus. Jerry Garcia one day said, "Look, it's your bus. I'm just the guy that drives it." And that really resonated with me. So for a long time, I said, "We're the bus." We've been calling it the bus for a long time. We're at 64 likes, and we're at 99 people. I know we can do that. I appreciate you guys all being here. 67 now. Yeah, we're getting a little bit better. So we've been calling it the bus for a hot minute. It's been fun, hasn't it? I sort of made an announcement last year on the anniversary of the channel that on the 10th anniversary, I was going to kind of pull the plug on this. And listen, nothing lasts forever, right? But so here's what we're doing here. Today, the bus is going to be parked for good. Now, for those that may be disheartened, be not afraid, because here's what's going on. Katie, what are you doing? Get in the basket, sweetheart. There you go. Good girl. From now on, listen, I said that for a long time, for a while, I was going to stop the channel on the 10th anniversary. But if you've ever heard me say that a warrior doesn't leave the battle or doesn't leave the field until the battle's over. If you've ever heard me say that, put a 1 in the chat. Supercell Chasers, thank you for always staying true and honest. I've tried. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. We're at 98. Oh man, we could almost get to 100. Let's do this. Johnny, your cheer channel chasing. He taught me a lot about hot peppers and sauce. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. You guys have heard me say that. So a warrior doesn't leave the field until the battle's over. You guys see me as a warrior? I can promise you I'm a warrior. So here's what's going on now. There's going to be a change. We are absolutely parking the bus. But today, the love train leaves the station. There's a new era right now. So we're going to refer to it as the train from now on. And I'm being serious about this for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't know if you've ever driven a bus. You can turn a bus around in a fairly decent-sized parking lot. It doesn't even need to be a big one. Try doing that with a train. Bus you can turn around. A train you can't. We're going to keep going forward. Look at that. Jonathan, I see you as a warrior for the best cause. Here's what's going on. I'm glad you said that. Thank you for that, Jonathan. Let me share with you guys something, and this is important. The battle that's going on right now has nothing to do with political parties or ideology. It really doesn't. The battle that's going on right now is good versus evil. John McCarty, you're a good dude. I remember you saying that Alito leads from the front, not from the back. Lego's here, by the way. It's another good man. Jay, good to see you. I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees. Listen, I bow to nobody but the king. And I will bow to the king one day. But until I meet him, I'm not taking a knee for anybody. Lawn Dog, good to see you. We're going to keep the train going. The train, just for anybody who's concerned, Psalm 118:28, good to see you. OG Kratos 117, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. John says, Jeremy, I'm on the train. Arwa says I'm a warrior. I'm telling you I am. Keith Kingman says, God has big plans for you, John. May he keep you safe, healthy, and safe. Love you, my brother. You too, Keith Kingman. You're a good guy. Who doesn't love trains, Jane? I love trains. Since I was a little kid, I love trains. We are at 103. Let's keep the upvotes going. So here's what's going on. Drift Motive, good to see you. In Heat We Trust, it says Drift Motive. Good to see you. Another really good one. Thanks for being here. Audra, good to see you. Timothy Glass, the Tired Buffalo, good to see you. MDA 87, all aboard. I'm here, Johnny. We need you. Unknown Adventure, you're a good dude. You left a wonderful comment either yesterday or the day before. I see every comment you guys leave. I can't comment on all of them, but boy, I'm trying. Here's what's going on. We're going to keep this thing going. When you get a train at top speed, you know how hard it is to stop a train? When you it takes 60 minutes. If a train is at top speed, you know it takes 60 minutes for that thing to stop? We're not stopping for anything. The battle right now is good versus evil, and that is not a joke at all. We're not going to derail at all, Mike Bragg. We're just getting started, man. Right? I was thinking about that earlier. Uncle B, good to see you. A pastor I once knew said, I read the end of the book, and the devil loses. Yeah, man, I know how this thing ends. Jay Chisler, you're not leaving, are you? I'm leaving the bus behind. There's not going to be enough space on the bus, any bus, for what's going to happen here. I want you guys to know something. We are Unpredictable Tony. That's another good one. There's some great people here. Listen, we're just getting started. Some funny things have happened since I've started changing my content because I can't sit by and watch. I did that for too long, and I felt like a coward. My dad didn't raise a coward, and that's all there is to it. So this does mean a new emoji, Jeremy Fowler. Funny you say that. There are no brakes on this thing, and there are no gloves either. I took those off the other day too. Mike Chili Eskimo, good to see you. Only 75% of us have hit the like button. We can do better than that. Archie's mom said the world needs a train driver like you to get the positivity and love on the track. The reason, listen, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that, Archie's mom. Jocelyn Scott saying happy birthday. Very, very cool. To our friend Joel in Chicago. This is a big deal, you guys. Let me tell you some of the emails I've got. Storytime, good to see you, man. Chimp Grip, good to see you. We're pulling the bus over because there's not going to be enough room on the bus for what's about to happen. I have lost about 350 people in the last 3 days. That's winning. John Rebel, good to see you. Look, that's a great quote. The way evil flourishes if good men sit and do nothing. We are not sitting. Mitch Farmer, you're right, John. I'm not fooling. No one's sitting. Mitch Farmer, good to see you. Shout out from Canada. You got me into heat. Good. I want you into love because that's what it's going to take to turn this thing around. I'm being honest with you guys. So let me tell you something. I've got a lot of John the Legend. Good to see you, man. Don't be sorry. We're just getting started, man. The bus is done. But the train just got started. This is the love train. I'm not even fooling about this, you guys. I've had some comments. I got a couple. If somebody says that they hope I get the Charlie Kirk treatment, would you call that a death threat? I guess you could probably see that as a death threat. If that's a death threat, I've had death threats recently. I've had them in the past, but I've got them. But I've got more love. There's more love. There really is. And I've had a bunch of emails from people talking about Charlie Kirk saying, he said this, he said that. And I just email them saying, prove it, send it to me. In 2 minutes, I can debunk every single thing anybody has sent me. Do you guys know that? Hey, can you hit the AC, bro? Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Every single thing that somebody has sent me saying, he said this, he said that. No, we didn't. What I am getting in emails are straight up lies, are snidbits from things taken out of context. I got news for you guys. I've done this for almost 10 years. I've made 8,500 videos. 2 days ago, we hit our 32 million views on this channel. I checked it out. You want to hear something crazy? You take all the view time that has happened since this channel started, and you add it all up, it equates to 275 years of view time. We're just getting started. There's no way we're going to stop this. But I'm telling you, every single thing, listen to this. Jay Chisler says, I lost a family over me, grieving over Charlie. They said I'm a Nazi. Pretty sad these days. Listen, if you knew the things they're calling me, in the chat, you even saw it yesterday, the day before. You're going to keep getting that. You know what I tell you? Stay strong. Stay strong. Half the people that call me a fascist or a Nazi couldn't describe, if I say, give me a definition, they couldn't. Paul McCartney or Peter Gabriel? Paul McCartney. Sir Paul McCartney. Although Peter Gabriel is like, as far as a white man, he has more soul than almost any other white man. Joe Cocker had a lot of soul. He's pretty amazing. Tommy says he takes Steve Winwood, but he's not Paul, though. it's not going to stop you guys. I don't mean we're not going to stop eating peppers, Justin. I'm going to still eat peppers. But that's not going to be the focus. But I'm telling you right now, the people that are telling me all the junk that Charlie Kirk said, you need to know this. Jake, good to see you. He didn't say anything. These people, I said this 2 days ago. I think I probably said it yesterday. Here's what's going on. Forever, the media, the mainstream media, I don't care if you look at Fox, it doesn't matter which one. They have an agenda. And the agenda is to keep us divided and to keep us fighting and hating each other. But I'm telling you, there's no truth going on. They don't tell the truth. They don't tell the news. They want us fighting. It's a crazy world we live in, Jake. He says, there are truly evil people in this world. How can someone make fun over someone's death over words they don't agree with? Mad world. Here's the thing. They wouldn't say that to your face. They say that when there's a keyboard and a screen in front of them. What I was going to say to you is they've never had a fight. The mainstream media is just steamrolling people. I said this the other day. Please humor me just one more time. If you have held your tongue, either in a relationship, at work, online, because you felt something different than the norm, all right, and yet you didn't speak up because I'll say my hands up first, and you didn't say anything. You held your tongue because you didn't know what was going to cost you. I've done it more than any of you. You've watched me do it. 32 million views, almost 9 years. I've done it more than any of you. I promise you I have. But if you've held your tongue, I want to see a 2 in the chat. If you've had to do that, I want to see a 2. I want everybody watching to see what's going on. They've steamrolled us. Here's the deal. They've never had a fight. They don't know how to debate because they don't know what they say. Here's the thing. You know what they've done? They've latched onto something without any fact at all, and they've made it true. Their brains go into a mode where they just believe it. You know, about 4 years ago, I was sitting in a park. Hi, Josh Cohen. Good to see you, man. They are ill people, and their father is the father of lies. You got that right. Monk, I'm going to monk. Here's the thing, you guys. It's a battle. It has nothing to do. Look at all the people putting 2s in. I love you. I appreciate your honesty. No one's done it more than me. Haas, good to see you. Nobody's done it more than me. It's called masking when you're forced to suppress. It's called groupthink, collective thought. It's garbage. But I'm telling you right now, they don't know how to fight. They don't. You know, I've never realized it more than in the last 3 days because I'm getting emails. I'm going, no, you're full of crap. He never said that. Show me. And they'll send me something. I'm like, no, you're taking that out of context. He did not say that. Let me share with you what he did say. Not one person has said something to me that's been factual. He didn't hate. He didn't divide. He wanted people to talk. You didn't see the interview with Bill Maher and Charlie Kirk. You need to. It was amazing. Absolutely different on different ends of the spectrum as far as what they believe. But you know what they did believe? That everybody has the right to have their opinion. I'm going to not use names. I'm going to try to speak in love because this is the love train. The people that are emailing me, they don't know how to defend themselves. They don't. Tommy said this the other day on one of the shows, and I never thought before. Rush Limbaugh, man, he was on the airwaves. I don't know how long he was on. A bastion of conservatism. Amazing. How long? No, but how many years did he go? Like over 3 decades, 3 hours a day. Have you ever seen a liberal? Name one. I think, who was it that did it for a while? Baldwin. Alec Baldwin tried it for a while. Look how long that lasted. They don't know how to defend themselves. What they try to do is steamroll you. They don't know how to defend themselves. It's so scary when there's like, here's the thing. I want to tell you something. I was thinking about this yesterday. Do you guys understand something? That the echo chamber isn't just about this very issue. It's about being a believer. If all you ever do is talk about Jesus with people who believe in Jesus, that's a problem. We got to step out of our comfort zone and have courage to talk, have courage to speak up. 32 years Rush did this. Look at this. Hot Wheels says, and you better believe they are woefully ill-prepared for what is before us. Let me tell you something. Haas, good to see you. He says, true. Thank you. They have no idea what they've started. You ever cut the head off a tetra? You've seen that when you're in biology class? Another head pops up. If you're Charlie Kirk in the chat right now, give me a 5. You guys aren't going to believe how many Charlie Kirks are in the chat. You aren't going to believe it. John McCarty says you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. No, but you know what though? When somebody argues against me, every single time I'm like, hey, you're really wrong. You're wickedly wrong, but God bless you. I'm going to love people out of this. I've had 4 or 5 people come to Jesus. You've heard that come to Jesus meeting? I'm telling you, they came to Jesus recently. There is a wave. Look at all the Charlie Kirks. Well, holy moly, look at this. And I don't listen. If anybody's watching this, not Charlie Kirk, they're not saying that because they're kissing my butt. They're not. These are people who believe. You know what happened when Dusty Santos, I'm so glad you're here. Dale Cox, good to see you. Look, there's Dusty. She's Charlie Kirk. There's Dale Cox. He is. There's no point in putting them all up. If you're somebody who doesn't buy into it, that's okay. I have no problem with that. I really don't. Email me, and you know what I'll do? I'll shoot down whatever you said because it's nonsense. He wasn't a racist. I'm not a racist. I'm not a fascist. I'm not a Nazi. But if you read my emails, that's what I'm called every day. When this video is over, I'm gonna watch Tommy because he's amazing. And tomorrow, Mike Bragg, Charlie Kirk was a good friend of Glenn Beck. Yeah. Tomorrow morning when I get up, you should see the emails that I get. I mean, you wouldn't even believe it. It's absurd how many emails I get. This is what, look at this. We might be witnessing the beginning of a revival. God must come first before anything. We gave secularism a chance, and it failed us. Fact. But I'm telling you right now, there is absolutely a revival coming, and it's a wave. Audra, it's Charlie Kirk. I look just like it. No, you don't. Jay Bowles, my dad about threw me out of his house after dinner last night over mentioning Charlie's service. The media, the left media has literally brainwashed people. They are. They don't have, they can't, they're not critical thinkers. You know why being a critical thinker is scary? You have to be able to admit you're wrong. You have to look at what you believe, why you believe it. You have to find out, why do you believe what you believe? Did you inherit it? Did you hear it at the breakfast table too much? And being a critical thinker, there are so few critical thinkers left nowadays. There isn't. John is such a good dude. I have to give my baby girl a bath. I'm still listening. Keep going. John, you're a good dude. You know what? Your daughter is far more important than anything that I've got to say tonight. I know you're on the train. It's cool. I'm the conductor. I'm not the bus driver anymore. Here we go. Hot Wheel says, the thing I laugh almost every day about every day is these people don't even know the difference between communism and fascism. They don't. You know what's funny? I've not been called a communist. I haven't, but they've been brainwashed. Here's the thing. You guys have to hear this, and this is so true. I've said this before. The operating system, you have a computer. It's got an operating system, all right? The operating system of the human mind is whatever you hear and see, and the frequency in which you hear it and see it is going to give you your marching orders. And I don't care how conservative you are, stuck you in a room, and all you had around you was a bunch of liberals, and all you watched was liberal garbage. Come back in 2 years, you and I aren't going to get along. You're going to be a liberal. If you aren't liberal, you're going to be way left of where you were. And that is what has happened. These people, and it's sad too, because they're deceived. They don't even know. They don't even know. I did have one person that emailed me after me coming back with my counterpoints. And I said, please go look at this. And he said, you're right. I said, you're right. I had a number of people said, you know what? It bothered me to death when someone says, well, I didn't like him, but it's a bummer. I don't need to know you didn't like him. Don't do that here. I don't need it. But I had a lot of people in comments that said, you know what? I'm on the other side, but it's a tragedy what happened to him, and everybody has the right to believe what they believe. I had one wonderful one where this man said, definitely don't agree with you, but I'm so proud of you standing up and passionately saying what you believe. That's how we need to be. That's how we need to be. I've lost friends. I have a friend who I've known since college. I met this person. It's a her. I met her when I was 19. I've known her that long. 40 years I've known her. I'm a fascist and a scumbag to her. It's unbelievable. It's sad. They're brainwashed. The battle has nothing to do with good or evil. The battle, with parties. It is literally good and evil. So here's what I need you to do. What side are you on? I don't leave comments on videos unless it's even, I don't. I rarely do it because when I do, it just doesn't work. I need to have a sock account where nobody knows who I am. But I'd love you to ask. Keith Nichols, good to see you. Look at this. Roger says being anchored to Christ is an absolute must in the days we're living. I don't know how people get through it. If I gave you a really nice car and I mean, like a Bentley or a Maybach or something, would you drive it without insurance? Would anybody? You wouldn't, right? But there are people walking around that don't know who Jesus is. And it's okay. Listen, this is the beautiful thing about our country. You can believe anything you want. I'm telling you what I believe. And if you find it offensive, oh well. What's going to happen is I'm going to be kind. I said the other day, 2 videos ago, I was lit up. I was calling people names. Someone's called me what do they call me? A fascist in the chat? Or I think they called me. Anyway, and I was not very nice. I said things literally in the chat at him. I told him that he was the problem. I can't be like that anymore. That's why this thing is called the love train. You can hit somebody with a brick, wrap it in velvet first. I'm going to be firm. There's going to be no change in this channel as far as the message. My tone probably has changed. Here's the thing. How fired up can you get about peppers? And I love peppers, but this is important. This is life or death. I'm not even joking. So if you're the person that watches other channels and you comment back and forth, say to the content creator, what side are you on? I'm telling you right now, it's good and evil. And everybody needs to draw a line in the sand because, yeah. Yeah, here's the thing, Tommy, you should see how cute my cat looks. Don't give a vote to the enemy. And if you watch a scumbag saying things that, you know what I'm talking about. If you watch somebody who's negative and evil and then spouting lies, if you ever say, that's your vote. You're voting them. That you push them out in the algorithm when you do that. If you don't like me, stop watching me. It's okay. Find something you can watch. But if you're somebody like-minded like I am, it's really important, and this is such an important thing. Garbage in, garbage out. 10 years ago or so, it's been a long time. It's over 10 years now. I stopped watching mainstream. I stopped watching cable TV completely. Hang on a second.
That's a cat in a basket.
That's a cat in a basket. Look at her. Years ago, I stopped watching mainstream television, and it was amazing. The bus ride is over, Flaming Koala. Good to see you, dude. It's now the love train. We're going to go forever. I'm going to go until I die. That's all there is to it. I'll probably make a video the day I croak. I'm never going to stop because we have a problem in this country. But here's the great thing. There's something wonderful happening. And don't you ever forget it. When Charlie Kirk was killed, it just started a wave. I watch videos. I live on YouTube. I watch a lot of videos. Do you understand? Cindy G, good to see you. Every single debate where they even mention Charlie's name, he still wins. His wife, during the memorial service, said, I forgive him. I forgive you. That person, who I pray for him, his family. Do you know that? I do. I forgive you, she said. We have to all start loving because we're away from it. There have been times, honest to God, 2 nights ago, if somebody had met me outside and said, I saw your video, I would have, and they didn't like it, I would have caught a charge. I'm not going to be like that. All right. All of us, educate yourself. Find out why you believe what you believe. So when someone questions you, you can discuss it intelligently. I mean it. It's important because you know what? They can't. They can't. Heather Rhodes, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Gouthy, good to see you. Glad you're here. Isn't Katie awesome? She's a great cat. You know what? She doesn't know this yet. I'm tricking her. It's her favorite snack. If she's still in that basket at the end, she's going to have a snack because she's a good kitty. Pepperhead 300, good to see you. I urge you to be a critical thinker. I urge you to be bold and don't be afraid to speak your mind. Here's one good thing that's happening. Even Riley's human, good to see you. God is good. Oh, the time, man. I mean, because of what's happened, debate is something that's, being civil discord is something that's being discussed more. It's a lot easier now. You know what's funny? When there's a ton of people saying, I'm Charlie Kirk, it's easy to stand up and say, I'm Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry. I feel horrible. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I feel cowardly that for years I watched Charlie and just, and I have friends that are very liberal, and I don't mind. One of my closest friends, his name is Vince. I love him. He's liberal. I love him. I will always love him till the day I die. And guess what? He will always love me. He's one of those rare dudes. He's okay. He loves me. It doesn't matter what I believe. Why can't we do that? It's tribalism, and that's what's happened. Look at this. What a great quote. I'm just starting with Jesus, but I'm pretty sure there's hope, even if it's frightening right now. Pray for peace. He'll give it to you. The peace that passes understanding. Lisa, I love you. I'm so glad that you're a believer. You can't know how that thrills me. Tired Buffalo says, God will have his way over everything, and we must come together in the light and be seen, or we'll be lost in our hate and the darkness of death. I'm telling you, you think it's gnarly now? I'm telling you right now, it's going to get a lot gnarlier. Cindy G has a cat in the basket. Oh, in the lap. No basket. Use it. Lap's good. You know what? At this point, Katie's not a lap cat at all. Natalie and the Mr. Strasser. Good to see you guys. He was in that One Hot Minute once. I don't know if he still watches, but I can't not say hi to him now. Archie says, I stand strong without fear. My moral compass points towards God. Amen. I'm telling you, Natalie, this is so bad for everybody who got here late. No more bus. The bus is parked forever. It's now the love train. There's not going to be enough room on any bus for what's going to happen to this channel. I mean it. Because right now, so many people are realizing they're waking up. I'm telling you, if you're a liberal, you got to be nervous. You got to be looking around going, wow, I thought Charlie was a lunatic. I guess everybody's a lunatic. No, look into it. Start studying. You're going to realize that Charlie was on point. Tommy says, this is most assuredly about to get worse. Tune into my show later. Yeah, you know what? You want to be on Tommy's show. And that's going to be 5 minutes after the hour. It's going to be a dandy, a ripper. Please don't miss it. If you haven't seen the thumbnail, go check it out. Love always wins, says Riley's human. You know what? Love will win in the end, but it doesn't mean it's not a rocky road. So we just got to gird our loins and get tough. If you're a guy, grow a pair. If you're a woman, be mad at me for saying this, but wear your ovaries on the outside. It's time to. Ecclesiastes 3:1. It's a time for every season. Let me read it to you. Sorry, I'm going to. This is a great passage. Just bear with me for a second because it's good. Ecclesiastes verse 3, chapter 1. Are you ready? Bruce Cook, good to see you. For everything, there's a season. Remember the song? A time for every activity under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to harvest. Justin Honey, I'm so glad to see you, man. A time to plant, a time to harvest, a time to kill, and a time to heal. That's what's happening right now. We need to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build up. We need to build everybody up, encourage people. You know what the word encourage actually means? It means to give courage. Look at that. I grow my own balls. We need a lot of that. Thank you, Ari. You're awesome. A time to cry and a time to laugh. A time to grieve and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace and a time to turn away. A time to quit and a time to quit searching. A time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be quiet and a time to speak. Now is the time that we need to speak. Does everybody get this? Don't worry about it, Barella. You just got here a little late. It's now the train. It's the love train. We're not going to have enough room on a bus for what's happening here. A movement is happening. A big one. Jules Mark Davis, good to see you. Bruce Cook says, I see Christianity as the right side now. Here's the thing. It's always been the right side. There's so many people waking up going, wow. Roll the losing dice. Can I handle a chocolate bootla? It would hurt me, but I can handle it. I'm tough like that. Where was I? Hey, a time of love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time for peace. But right now, it's the time to talk. Duke says, people are finally waking up to the nonsense, finally realizing our strength in numbers. They're supposed to work for us. Time to make them work. Here's for the journey, Johnny. fan from Cape Cod. Listen, we're all in this together. All of us, we're in this together. And here's the thing, man. You ever been on a roller coaster? Anybody, you guys ever been on a roller coaster? If you have, let me know. You get on it. You go, who's been on a roller coaster and about halfway up, you go, man, I don't want to be on this thing. I don't want to be on this thing. You're not getting off the ride, right? I've jumped out of planes, you guys. You've seen the videos. I've jumped, man. And very first time I jumped with Tommy a lot of years ago. And the guy who I jumped with, can't remember his name. Tommy would remember his name. But he says, while we're going through the training, he goes, I'm going to ask you, what was his name, Tommy? The guy we jumped with, our jump master. But he said, what was his name? Yeah, I don't remember either. But he said, Krista, and I don't remember. But he said 2 times during this training, I'm going to ask you if you're ready to make a skydive. Once is on the ground before you get into the plane. We drew straws. It was me, Tommy, and a guy named Pete. We drew straws. I won. I was so stoked. Miso Smokes, good to see you. I didn't want to go last. I didn't want to go second. I wanted to get it done first. I got the small straw. I went first. He looked at me and goes, are you ready to make a skydive? I said, yeah, I didn't come here to dance. It's exactly what I said. I'm like, I'm not here to dance. Let's do this. We got in the plane, Cessna 182. It's teeny. I'm telling you, you got to sit like this. You have to hold your hand on the ripcord, on both your reserve ripcord and your main ripcord, because if it ever popped out, it would get sucked through any air gap in the plane, where there's a lot on a Cessna. It would pull you through the fuselage of the plane. At altitude, he says to me, about a minute and a half, we're going to jump. He looked at me and goes, are you ready to make a skydive? And I went, yeah. Every single thing in my body said, don't do this. You don't need to do this. You know, Tommy and Pete are on the ground. They're going to call you a coward. You don't need to do this. But I found myself doing it anyway. Well, are you guys ready to make a skydive? Obviously speaking figuratively. You can't get off this roller coaster. So what are you going to do? What side are you going to be on? Are you going to speak? Are you going to hate? Are you going to love? Now, Ecclesiastes says there's a time for hate and a time for love. I'm telling you right now is the time for love. It just is. It's the only thing that's going to turn this thing around. Everybody's calling me a fascist and a racist and you name it, man. You wouldn't believe it. I open my emails when I give them the comeback, which takes me 2 minutes to research and debunk. I finish it by saying, hey, I love you. God bless you. That's what's going to make this thing work. It's so easy to hate. You know that? It's so easy to hate. They want us hating. Do you understand that? Try to imagine this. With my hands, this is what mainstream media does. This is what government does. They want us hating. Right in the middle of my fists are hate. But over as far as you can see that way, and as far as you can see that way is love. But if we're doing this, we're on the opposite ends of the solution. The solution is love. So this train is not going to stop. I'm not going to stop talking about. You're not going to hear me call people names. If somebody jumps in the chat and tells me something horrible, that's fine. I'm not going to do what I did 2 days ago. But I'm not backing down. I don't have that in me. That's not how my father raised Tommy and I. John says, honestly, Mr. Johnny, I'm not a religious man, but I was taught to be a man of tolerance, to be a man of acceptance. Absolutely. It's an important thing. And if you want to talk about religion, you email me, bro. You're a good man. I'd love to see you on the other side. Joshua Jones, the Deuce Deuce. Good to see you, Joshua Jones. All right, so listen, I'm not going to be on way too long. They make money with us being divided. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter what side. Listen, there are billionaires that give huge money when there's an election to both campaigns. You ever wonder why? You ever wonder why billionaires give massive? It isn't just for the tax write-off, because they don't care. Whoever wins, they still make money. There are people you don't see holding the strings. You're not going to know them in this lifetime. The Bilderbergs, the Rothschilds, who knows? You're not going to see them in this lifetime. But I'm telling you right now, there are people doing this with strings, that are playing, holding the strings, making us do it, controlling it all. Who doesn't matter who wins, they make money. So we need to take it back. If you realize, if every single person in America realized this, that they have to work for us, and we the people, man. Lincoln said, what is it? Together we stand, divided we fall. Man, that's the truth. All right, so look, here it is. Once again, Krista Melinda showing why she's the greatest mod on the face of the earth. Please catch Tommy. You going to quarter after?
No, I'm going at 5.
5 after. You may have it different. He's going at 5 after tonight. He's going to fix it. Rick Spicer, good to see you. Keith Nichols says, I'm not religious. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of
Works
God.
for me.
Yeah. Listen, the guy on the cross, Christ was, hanging on the cross, and there were two thieves on either side. One said, "If you're the Christ, take yourself off this, this cross and save us." He didn't believe, and he died. The other one was Dismas.
Dismas,
Dismas,
patron saint of thieves.
patron saint of thieves. Look, Flintlock, good to see you. Thank you. Respect for you standing up for Charlie. We're all Charlie, man. He looked at Christ and said, "Remember me." And Christ said to him, "I say this, verily, verily, I say this to you, today you will be with me and my Father in paradise." I'm not sure if you had a
You
father.
didn't have him, so
You will be with my Father in paradise
Yeah,
this
just
day.
3 days.
Yeah, right?
Hey,
This day. It's really funny, you guys. I don't know if House Divide cannot stand exactly, Barbara. Let me tell you something. There's the movie, and I'm going to wrap this up in just a moment. Look at this. Let's all stay bold.
It's
The world is a dark place. We're called to be the light. Be bold. It's fixed. There it is, the correction. Whoops. The correction. Please get him. Eric the Reed, good to see you. But there are a lot of believers here. This train is going to get big. You know what? Cindy says, very cool. I can't do much French in Ontario here. I took French for 3 years, 2 years in high school. We went to Quebec and I found out they were speaking something different than he taught me. But listen, the Passion of the Christ. Tommy has a really interesting take on it, the paradigm shift in me. Everybody's heard somebody say that Christ died for your sins. He died because of my sins. I promise you, I don't care what you've done in this chat, I've done worse. And if he can forgive me, he can forgive anybody. All right, I'm going to wrap it up now, you guys. I appreciate you all being here. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. I can't get to them all. I see you.
Leave a comment.
Spirit Prof just rolls in at the end and says, "What's this thumbnail? No robust?" Way to roll in at the end, dude. Oh, no, hang on. Jack Normal. I'll pray for you, dude. I'm sorry you can't deal with it. You don't have to watch this here, and I respect your decision, and I'll pray for you. Tonight, I'm going to be praying for you. Hope you find something that works for you. But Jeremy, Spirit Prof says, the thumbnail, no more bus. You just got in here at the end. Yeah, the bus is parked for good. You know the average lifespan of a bus is about 12 to 15 years. You know what the average lifespan of a train is? 50. Yeah. Thank you, Jack. Hang in there, dude. I don't mind. Seriously. And you know what? Call me a Jesus freak. I can take it.
That's a badge.
That's a badge of honor. Look at this. Gordash, sorry, I hit the wrong one. There's a labor release. Speaking of rolling at the end. Yeah, don't worry about it, Reese. We're just putting the bus away. It's not big enough. The love train now. So love. Learn why you believe what you believe, so that when these uneducated people try to tell you misinformation, correct them. We can fix this. All right, I'm going to wrap it up right now. I love you all. Porterhouse, good to see you. Be kind. I am Charlie Kirk. And if you have the courage to stand up, pick up the torch that Charlie dropped. I picked it up. Tommy picked it up. And there's a buttload of people in this chat right now that have picked it up. Have the courage, because I'll tell you what, we're entering a phase where you're going to need courage. Sorry, Spirit Prof. I'm sorry you got here late. Yeah, it's just the fact that the bus is going to be way too small. There's a wave happening. There's a movement happening. And we needed a bigger vessel. So it's the love train, because love is going to make it work. Please catch the love boat 5 minutes after the hour. Thank you for all the kindness in the chat. I love you guys. I mean it. And we're going to do this again tomorrow. I promise you. Oh, listen, in the description box, you're going to see a link. It's not there now, but I'm going to put it in right away. There's a link for the Recovery Center. They now have, this is so cool, they now have a PayPal in their name. There are people donating. Be a part of that, of the miracle. I'm not just saying that. There's 35 miracles, 36 miracles happening there. And that's not even if you count the facility. That's just the people there. If you want to be a part of a miracle, it'll take me 5 minutes to get the link in the description box. It's in yesterday's or already. But if you want to help and do something wonderful, tell me a charity word. Here we go. God, Melinda, you're amazing. There it is. There's the PayPal for the Recovery Center. Every single penny goes to the cause. Not one person makes a dime. Not a penny. Find me a charity that does that. I'm sure there are. But this is a good one. So if you want to be a part of the miracle, please check that hit the PayPal. Help them. We'll be sending letters out to everybody who gives with a receipt for it. But I love you guys. I'm sorry I carried on so long. The train continues. Let's do this. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.